Hi, Danielle here, and a little bit of Addison in this video, but today I want to talk to you about how I started teaching my son to read at 3 years old. And now at 4 years old, he is a beginner level reader. He's able to read Dr. Seuss books, and all of the beginner level books with the words that rhyme, a mix of simple and complex words, but he's a reader and he hasn't even started kindergarten yet. He'll be starting K4 in the summer.
O D C will work. One C.
For those of you who are looking into trying to get your child reading, give them a head start on reading or give them the foundation of it, I want to share with you the method that I used. It was during the pandemic, or during like the Delta variant, when my son Addison was supposed to start pre-K 3, but he did not start when everyone else started, even though it was open, because I just didn't feel comfortable sending him to school at that time. So instead of starting in August, he started in October, but I also started his reading lessons in August, and he continued those even after he started school in October. So since he was doing the Mom's Day Out program, he would only go half a day, and then once he got home and got a snack, or sometimes he would be sleepy, so he'd take a nap. But after that time, then it would be reading time before any playtime. So I did some research in the beginning when I wanted to start, when I was interested in starting to teach him how to read. And I do want to give his dad credit for that, because at first, it was something that I thought about, and of course I get excited about everything educational and giving him a head start and everything. But his dad was the one who decided, to kind of think about starting to teach him words and teach him how to read and giving him a head start. He's in education, so I trust his judgment with things like that, and so we went with it. I did some research, and I was looking into Your Baby Could Read even before he was born, but I saw some mixed reviews about that. But one blog I came across, they had some different recommendations. One of them was to read to your child, of course, which I had been doing since before he was in the womb. The other one was, while you're reading to your child, to guide your finger across the words, because it helps them to become familiar with what you're reading. And actually, they said that there was someone that they knew who their the people in their life, the teachers or their parents, whoever it was that was reading to them, that's all they did. And that was enough to teach them how to read and for them to become an early reader. But I decided to take it a step further with one of the other recommendations they had, which was this book, Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. So that's what I decided to do, along with continuing to read to my son, and now adding in the guiding my finger through each of the words. It says 100 easy lessons, but it gives some guidance on how to go through those lessons. There actually is about 25 pages for the parent or whoever the tutor or teacher is gonna be before you actually get started, because there's a certain method that they want you to go by to make sure that they are solid, strong readers, beginner readers towards the end of this book. It's not as intimidating as it looks. It's just, like I said, 100 lessons. And like me, I was so technical. I'm like, okay, 100 lessons, 90 days, 3 months, 100 lessons, that's about 3.5 months. He'll be done in 3.5 months. But him being so young, even though he was mature enough and was showing signs that, he's a quick learner, he picks up fast, the lessons were supposed to be 20 minutes each, but they may have lasted longer, or they, a child's attention span that young is not as, it takes time for them to develop that. So one thing after a while that I decided to do, especially as the lessons got a little longer and they actually started reading stories, is to break the lessons up. Like, you don't have to put so much pressure, especially if your child is really young, on, oh, we have to complete this lesson in 20 minutes every single day. Of course, be consistent and do the lessons every day, but if you have to divide the lessons up in half, don't beat yourself up about it, and don't put that pressure on your child, because like his dad was telling me, anything that he learns at this stage is a win. And that's something that I have to tell myself. Any progress is a win. So that is one of the tips that I would have. The book also is a little bit dry. It's not any razzle dazzle on the pages, not much color. Even when you get to the story part of it, this is, let me see what lesson this is. This is lesson 39. And this is what it looks like once you get to the story part of it. And then you see the picture, the illustration that goes along with the story. No razzle dazzle, just black and white, vintage story. But it works.
We in the sand.
Good job. Okay. Now what are we going to do? So after a while, they gradually build upon what they learned from day one, and you'll be amazed at the progress that your child makes after going through and completing this book. So we have a celebration in the works because of him completing the book. And another great thing that I liked about this book is that at the end of the book, it gives you some more pointers on helping them continue to learn and advance on what they've already learned as a solid beginning reader. And it gives you other ways to continue working with them and staying consistent. And it gives you a list of books to start them with reading. Because one thing that they said is that some of the books, like, you'll see the books that are they're supposed to be like for beginning readers, but I've seen for myself, like, I got him some Ninja Turtle books as a gift, and I said we can start on these once you finish your reading lesson. But some of those words are more complex than what they have learned in this book. And so they may not be ready for those, but they'll be ready for these books, and from there they can get into the other books. So that's what we're doing. We're going by this list, and they have you read the book to them and then have them read the book to you. And I mean, I'm amazed at what he's picked up, like the words that he's picked up that we haven't even gone over, just from what he's learned from the sounding it out. As you can see, also there's a handwriting book that I had in here because they have them doing what they call sound writing, which if you purchase the book, you'll learn more about that. But it combines like the handwriting skills in it, which is another plus for this book. So that is the method that I chose to use, along with continuing to read to him, and also along with writing the name of things, like simple things like the bed, the potty, the door, cabinets, like anything like that, writing the name of it on, labeling things around the house and putting it at their height level so that they become familiar with these words and with the spelling of them and everything like that. One of the downsides of this is they will recognize things that you may not be ready for them to recognize yet on written paper or on books or things around the house. So be mindful of that. Even my son, I may think that he doesn't know words, or that, you know, I have to be there to guide him through it. But he recognizes things without my guidance, and he recognizes words without my guidance. And sometimes all it takes is that hint or that clue or remembering a certain sound, and, you know, there you have it. They pick up on it. So, awesome book. I'll put a link to this book in the description of this video. And I would say start there. If you see that they are ready, start there. So my son was probably, he was almost 3.5 when we started when I started these lessons with him. So if you think that they're ready, if they show signs of, you know, that maturity level or being hungry to learn, then definitely get into this book with them and start doing lessons and just be consistent. There will be days where, of course, at that age level and just in general as a child, where they don't want to do the lessons, or they're not into it, or it's not going as well as you anticipated it to go. And there's even guidance in the book on that and how to handle that. I feel like if you can learn to read, then you can learn to do anything. Like, that's the start of it all. That's the start of discovery. That's the start of getting excited and lighten up about certain things. So I say, like, go for it. Get started. And if you need any help, have any questions about anything, I'll do my best to help you out with what I have experienced. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And until next time, I will see you later.